Hello, and welcome back to Intro Avenue.
You just lost the game?
Oh.
Did you do anything cool this week?
I watched Wicked.
Yeah, I went with you.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
So good.
It was really good. It was really good. They were tearing shit up with the musical.
You went in
towards
blind
the
too,
end
right?
a little bit. Towards the end, I was like, "Is it over yet?" Once they got to the Emerald City, I was like, "Okay, so it's over." And then they made it to the Emerald City, and I was like, "Okay, so it's over." And then they met the wizard, and I was like, "Okay, so it's over." And then like some other shit happened, and I was like, "Okay, it's actually over now."
I knew that it wouldn't be over until Defying Gravity played. I knew that was like a big thing, and I didn't think that we'd have to wait till part 2. I thought that was like...
Yeah. I'm bummed I gotta wait a whole year to finish it.
I think the next one might be like the Wizard of Oz kind of vibe.
I don't...
Because Dorothy was on her way there.
No, bro.
Yes.
That's like a cutback because it's like...
No, it's not a cutback. It's before. That's after.
Exactly. So they're gonna time jump in the next movie is what you're telling me.
Yeah, I think so.
I would much rather know what the fuck Witch Lady does.
You probably will.
For like the next 10 years and see like her story play out than
you might.
the story I saw when I was like 10.
You might, but I think that they're definitely gonna get into the Wizard of Oz. I think someone's Dorothy.
I would be completely fine with not seeing Dorothy. I would be completely
This is
fine.
my Dorothy shirt.
If it's just like...
if you're watching on YouTube. This is my Dorothy shirt. Okay.
But it was a good anime. I enjoyed it.
Is he anime?
Yeah.
It's a favorite anime.
What's your favorite anime? Mine's Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Oh, perfect. I love Corey's House.
Cory in the House.
Cory in the House.
Cory in the House is my favorite anime.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
That is a classic. Yeah. Cory in the House is a spin-off of That's So Raven.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. That's So Raven was a classic. But...
That's so funny because I was thinking That's So Raven for like... I didn't even realize that. I'm like, yeah, they're correlated. I just like forgot until you
Cory's
said
like
that.
Raven's sister or brother.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're like siblings.
I didn't know that. He just gets to be
He's
in the White House.
Brother. He's his little brother. You got
and she gets premonitions. Yeah.
Would you rather have the responsibility of the White House? I mean, look at everyone who's ever been in the White House. They either got old or died. Or they were just terrible. But yeah, no, that's blah blah blah. But memes and mind viruses. That's the topic of today's discussion.
Why we're here.
More than anything. I don't really want to define them right now. I think I kind of want to talk about like examples and just interesting things about like memes and mind viruses, and then maybe define them at the end because I think that'll make it easier to understand if we just define it at the end.
Yeah.
If it's like blah blah blah, because I think defining it before is gonna make it a little, but I don't know if I can sum it up really quickly. Memes are to the mind what genes are to the body. The way genes pass information around biologically, memes pass information around behaviorally.
Yeah.
And that's just as deep as I kind of want to get into defining it at this point.
Okay.
So kind of like bleeding into some of the examples.
Yeah, like we said, like at the beginning, again, you just lost the game.
Yeah, yeah. You lost the game. If you don't know what it is, Google it.
Literally.
No, but actually we'll tell you what it is.
No, I think that's like the easiest example of like
it's spreading.
Yeah.
It's spreading like a virus.
Yeah.
Through the mind.
Yeah, because that's like person to person.
If you are infected,
yeah,
you can spread the infection to someone else, as we are about to do with anyone who doesn't know of the game.
Now you do.
You're about to be infected with the mind virus of the game. So, the stack fell. That's a bad omen. And then
But it's a bad omen.
So the game is basically you lose it when you think about it. So the point of the game is to not think of the game. And when you think of the game, you lose.
And when you forget it, you win. You're winning.
Winning. Until someone comes up and is like, the game. And then you think of the game. And then you lose the game. So the game, y'all just lost the game.
You've also just been infected.
Yeah, you've all been cursed with the knowledge of the game, and now every time someone comes to you and says the game, you're gonna think, "Fuck, bro, I just lost the game," and it's gonna be crazy because someone will be talking about the football game, but they'll just say, "Yo, did you see the game last night?" And you'll be like, "Ah, I just lost the game, bro. You weren't in that game. No, the game." And that experience would have never happened to you. You would have never behaved in that way before being infected with the mind virus of the game.
And it's like, even do like, I was doing like a little experiments like here and there, like researching, like asking people like at my job and like friends of friend, like whatever, just like that, just like, hey, you just lost the game. And it was really, it's funny the visceral reaction that they have. It's just like, oh my god,
yeah,
like
people
fuck.
People be getting, oh my god, what just happened?
And it was fun infecting friends, and then they would infect
infect other people, and then before you know it, everybody in the area knows the game.
Yeah, for the majority of people that I know, they know the game. So
and if they don't, you can infect them, and then they go infect.
And it's like people I met like in adulthood, and it's just like I didn't have to tell you about the game. We were already infected. Yeah, which is really interesting.
And then we can engage in this game, and I can come up to you and say the game, and I can frustrate you because you just lost the game. But the only reason that works is because you've had the experience that infected you with the game in the first place, as maybe some of you are having right now. But I think that is like the simplest, most straightforward. You've been infected. It's going to affect your behavior and how you experience the world. And there are so many more things that when you experience them are going to change how you see and view the world. Because before you knew the game, you just heard the words the game and you didn't lose anything. That's no big deal. But now you hear the game and you lose. And that's like why it's a mind virus, because there's no upside. It's just losing. Whatever you do, you lose. Mm-hmm. So there's no... It just wants to spread and make you lose. Like, that's the mind virus.
You don't even get to relish in the winning.
No, because if you do, you lose. Yeah. Because you thought about the game.
Isn't that so funny? That's like a weird concept.
Yeah, so there's lots and lots of other things that are examples of mind viruses that just really want to propagate and possibly harm. But I don't think harm is their primary goal. I think just spreading is their primary goal. Like a virus. Yeah. They just want to spread.
But a meme also spreads.
But a meme has truth behind it. Okay. Like substance. It's not its only goal is to like spread and like to make you lose. Because like a meme could be like an example of like, you know, well, I think we kind of wanted to talk about A Bug's Life because it's such a like... It's a Pixar movie that everybody's seen. Also,
can I just say, we've been planning to do this episode for like however long, whatever.
Couple weeks.
And this past week, A Bug's Life has resurfaced. That clip that we're literally going to talk to has literally resurfaced on its own, and it's like spreading
we were literally going to talk about it before the news happened, and then the news happened, and. Yeah, so we'll be talking about what news it is after A Bug's Life, but I think we just want to ease people into it with A Bug's Life. So in A Bug's Life, if you've seen this movie, spoiler alert if you haven't, the grasshoppers show up and they basically bully the ants into working for most of the season to provide them food, so that way, you know,
they just have extra.
They can have food. Yeah. And like that's the grasshopper's way of life. Like you go harass the ants and you get food. And the ants, you know, when they're cowering inside the anthill, waiting for the grasshoppers to come take the food, one of the grasshoppers, the like princess at the time, is in there chanting to herself. They come, they eat, they leave. Yeah. They come, they eat, they leave. They come, they eat, they leave. And like they didn't have any food. So they came down, they couldn't leave, all that stuff. But like that, I would believe, is the mind virus that was affecting the ant people, that they come, they eat, they leave. And that was probably a very common thought in like ant society at the time in that movie. They come, they eat, they leave. And that probably motivated them to avoid conflict with the grasshoppers. Just feed them. They come, they eat, they leave. Mm-hmm. They come, they eat, they leave.
So it's affecting their behavior.
And because they now like do all these things to feed the grasshoppers. And if they were never exposed to, they come, they eat, they leave, and grasshoppers just showed up and started demanding food, they'd probably be like, we need this food or we're going to starve.
Yeah.
No. But they gave them this virus that says, you give us food and we'll leave you alone. And like that then motivated them to like do all these different behaviors. But it was like the whole theme of the movie is fighting that mind virus. Like
this one little ant.
Yeah.
This one little ant who's like a little inventor. Again, spoiler alert, it's a very old movie.
Yeah,
but
go
like,
see it. It's really good.
It's actually so good. But I don't know his name. But he's just like a little inventor ant, and he's just trying to like help his colony, and everyone's like, he's annoying and whatever. He has this like, he tries to stand up to the grasshoppers, right? And
yeah, he's like picking on a little girl.
Yeah,
he's picking on the little girl,
the little
princess.
ant. Yeah, and then he tries to like defend her, and then they're like harassing them like menacingly and like whatever.
Yeah, he jumps out. Leave her alone.
There's a scene later on in the movie where it's all the grasshoppers eating in like a different area, and one of them a grasshopper tells the boss grasshopper, hey, we have enough food for like the entire year actually, and we actually don't need the grasshoppers' food. Like, do you think we really is it even worth going back and harassing them for their food? And then he it's such a good scene. He goes and tells them, he's just like,
throw some grain at him.
Yeah, this like drink. He's like, throw something at them. He's just like, did you feel that?
Yeah, he threw grain at him. Did you feel that? Did that hurt? He's like, no. Throws another one. No, it didn't hurt.
And then he breaks the thing, and all of the grains cover this grasshopper. Bury him. And then he starts into this monologue about how it's not...
It's a hard monologue.
It is so good. I wish I had it written, but I don't. But it's essentially like it's not about food. It's about... If one of them starts to think this, they all might start to think this.
If one stands up, they all stand up.
Yeah. And it's they outnumber them. They literally, the ants outnumber the grasshoppers. So they truly don't have the power that they're like claiming. It's this fear, and they're like they're planting this mind virus, like, you know what I mean? They come, they eat, they leave, because that benefits them. And it's like they have to go back and make an example, because if they let this little one thing, which is like a meme, right? The like, there's more of us than there is of them, spread, then they'll literally...
Because that would affect their behavior.
Heavily.
There's more of us than you. And even towards the end
confidence,
even towards the end of the movie, that same ant in the beginning of the movie who jumps out in front of him and is like, we're stronger than you give us credit for. And like, the bad grasshopper kind of has this look on his face, and he says, and you know it, don't you? Like... And it's like this moment of realization for him. He's like, oh my God. He knows we could punk him. He knows we can fuck him up. Like, he's scared of us. We're all terrified of him, and he's scared of us. Why are we feeding this guy? There's more of us than him. And like the very second they realize that, like, you have like the main bad guy, the main grasshopper's younger brother that's like, Hopper? And every ant in the colony just looking at him like mad dog, just flexing on him. And it's like, well, we better go. Like, it's like time to leave.
Because that's how you fight mind viruses is like a new idea.
With a meme. With a better idea.
Yeah.
And like that's... not to be sucking hoorah America, but like fucking hoorah America. That's why freedom of speech is so important. Because it is like, if a bad idea exists in a vacuum, it'll just propagate and just bounce off each other. The only thing that can fight a bad idea is a good idea. Mm-hmm. And the only way you can fight a bad idea with a good idea is if you have the space to do that. So if you have like open discourse, if you can give these good ideas to people who are like currently have these bad ideas, and like they ostracize Flynn, the guy who's spreading this good idea that there's more of us than them, we can maybe fight them. They say fucking leave and never come back.
Yeah.
Essentially to him.
Yeah.
And So that's another really painful thing, is that people infected with a mind virus, one, don't want to believe that they are.
Yeah.
And two, will probably resist the change that, like,
oh my
the
God,
information that affects them.
It's like the Matrix, and they're just like, if you're part of the Matrix,
Smith,
you're sort of the enemy
the
too.
Mr. Smith.
But you're not the enemy, but it's like,
you become like the Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. You're propagating the system for itself. And that's,
It's so important, I think, to have, like, conversations like that in, like, this day and age, and low-key this week, okay? Because...
Yeah, because Mario just went crazy.
Luigi.
Oh, not Mario. My bad, Luigi.
Luigi Mangione.
Luigi went crazy.
And not even Luigi Mangione. We'll get into that. But what it's really making me think of is that woman who got on the phone and talked to her healthcare provider afterwards and was frustrated. Yeah. And in the moment... Because, okay, maybe we should give context. Luigi Mangione...
Yeah.
Allegedly did shit. Allegedly. What murder?
Yeah. He was at my house.
He was at my house too. We were reading.
I'm Luigi.
I'm Luigi. No, but really.
I am Spartacus.
Seriously, not even a CEO of United Health was killed on the streets of New York City before a meeting.
With a silencer.
3D printed silencer.
Like broad daylight.
Sorry. What's it called? And people are not reacting the way that I think that
you would expect to murder.
Yeah, because people aren't like, oh no, in broad daylight. Someone got
murdered in broad daylight.
What? No, I think that it made people really, like, go into, like, who that guy was, what united.
He carved 3 of the hardest words I've ever heard in my life.
Yes, he carved on the bullet shells, casings, or whatever. He put deny, defend, and depose. Deny, defend, depose.
Those.
Which it's
so hard.
In the insurance business means specific things. You can take it out of certain contexts and you can make it into a powerful thing, I think. But, like...
you can carve it on some bullets and shoot the CEO in the head.
Okay, yeah,
okay. Talk about powerful.
That happened this week or last week or whatever. And this woman, a mother of 3, like, calls her, is talking to her insurance company. Getting denied
for her insurance.
Yeah, company. And she gets frustrated, and then she says, I think she says delay, deny, depose.
Yeah, she misquotes it from what I heard.
Yeah, she says delay, deny, because they're probably delaying it.
I think there's a book called Delay, Deny, Depose.
And she says that, and then she says, you guys are next. But, like frustrated, like, this thing, very serious thing just happened.
Says words.
Yes.
Says words.
Yes. And then they arrest her. And then they try her.
Yeah, she's facing like 10 years,
yeah, I think she's facing like 10 years. She's a mother of 3, right? So it's like, good job. Now she can't see her kids for 10 years. Like great job.
So a frustrated mother threatens and, like, hurts the feelings of, like, a United Healthcare and of a healthcare company with words. And, like, yes, these are threats, but these are words. She has no gun. She's a mother of 3, and it's like, so her threat was, like, I would honestly say baseless. She's not gonna do anything.
She owns no weapons. She literally owns no weapons.
She's not gonna do anything. She's frustrated. She's saying some shit like, "Go fuck yourself."
And now she's facing 10 years.
So she said some words,
but also,
and now she's being threatened by the government to be removed from her family for a decade.
Also, if you think...
Like, that is a threat.
Yeah.
That's a real threat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to separate you from your family for a decade. Because you threatened me, I'm going to threaten you.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is the government allowed to threaten people? But we as the people aren't allowed to threaten people? You can threaten to take me from my family for 10 years, but I can't fucking express discontentment in the way that I feel like? Like, I got raised different than a lot of people.
But also, if you think about, like, just people going to the police, going to authorities to report threats on the phone, like call service people and whatever, like, literally having to, like, disgusting people on the phone, telling them stuff, threatening them all day, and they just get told to deal with it. But because she said delay, deny, depose, whatever she said, because she said that, they're making an example of her. I feel like it's literally
it's
a
not
blood
about
slide.
Food.
Exactly.
It's about keeping these ants in line.
I feel like they're using her as like an example of like, this is what happens. Now think about this. And also from what I've seen, that's what the media is covering, is like her story. That's like what I heard. So like the main media is talking about her being like like whatever, right? It's like a threat. It's like a warning. And like, if you see, there's like protests, people are rallying up in New York. Like there's other things happening that they're just not showing. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's just so insane to me. I don't know. Oh my God. Even the prison thing that they did the interview outside of the prison, and then the prisoners are like on TV watching, and then they're flickering their lights, and they're like, flicker your lights if you're watching TV right now, you know? And they're like, hey, like someone's yelling like, Luigi's conditions suck, you know what I mean? Like, people are like informing them from the prisons, which is like cool that they even had like a voice for a few seconds.
Yeah, but also like,
I feel like that's
not to be like this.
That's the mind virus.
People
what?
Lie.
Mm-hmm.
People in prison, I'm sure, also lie.
Okay.
So I don't know how I would take everything that you hear from Sheldon from communicated through the switching of a light of a prison cell.
Well,
I would take that with a grain of salt.
If they're like reporting on the news, right? They're like, hey, flicker your lights. Like, they're just saying that they're seeing it, right? And then they're like asking you about like the food you ate.
The first attention that you've gotten from any real people
and
outside
everyone
of this prison
collectively, you're in different cells. Everyone collectively
saying the same screaming,
age.
Bro.
The same answer.
You're just gonna be screaming. You're gonna be screaming, and anybody who ain't screaming with you, if you ain't in on a joke, you're gonna get beat up. They're in prison. So they're in prison, bro. I just wouldn't trust it. I don't trust the media, and I don't trust the people in the prison either.
You know what though?
I don't trust nobody.
I honestly, good for you, but honestly, I feel like obviously the news are given things to say, right? Mm-hmm. They're not like coming up with the shit they're gonna say. They're given shit to say, right? And if it's about example, like I saw about the food, even just the food simply because they obviously try to on the news, they're like saying they're reporting this is what they're gonna be eating, like whatever, because like there's a high profile person in there now.
The interview was on the news, right?
And yes, and then they're watching it from the news. Right? And then they're asking them, is that true, guys? Is that true? And everyone's responding, no. Like, no, that's not what we fucking ate. You know what I mean? They're, like, trying to make it so... I believe them way more than I believe the media. And the people telling them, like...
At the end of the day, I don't really... I'm like, are they starving? I'm like, if you're in prison, bro. It's a shitty place to end up. Like, I'm not a big fan
Did you not remember literally last episode talking about, like, prison systems? Like, what do you mean?
Terrible, and I don't think that we should enslave people.
There's still people.
But I don't...
And people are liars, I guess.
They're watching the fucking news, bro, and they've got light switches. They are so comfortable. Like, I'm not worried about what they're eating. They've got fucking light switches and a TV.
I don't think Luigi got a TV from what the prisoners said, but I guess we can't believe them.
Maybe Luigi didn't get a TV, but I'm also like, why the fuck do any of them have a TV?
I also feel
why do any of them have a TV? This isn't Sweden. Like, they should either all have TV or none of them have a TV. Like, why are you telling me that I got arrested in a white neighborhood, so now I got a flat screen? Like, what the fuck, bro? You're telling me that people in California gotta fight fires and you got a TV?
I also feel like they're trying to spread the idea that like Luigi. I think they're about to go into a thing where they're gonna try to discredit him or try to character assassinate him, because they're already trying to, and I feel like he's like a hard person to try to character assassinate. Because of some shit or whatever.
He killed someone. That's about as much as you need to do to character assassinate someone. That's fair.
Allegedly. We really don't even know.
I saw his lawyer talking.
I love him. He's literally, what's his name? Saul Goodman. Yeah. He's literally like, he's so good.
But like Luigi's...
No, but I think they're gonna, because it's like, if I see things that are coming out from the media, I'm not even taking it in a sense of like, oh wow. I'm like, wow, they're really trying to fuck with this guy. You know what I mean? Like they posted a picture of like him in soiled pants.
I mean,
right? And that's trying to humiliate him. You're trying to embarrass the man. And I love that the internet can like unite and like whatever, and they're just like, no, but baby girl, he's so hot. You know what I mean? I just like the internet.
In case you thought that the police care about you, he had a $10,000 reward to find this guy.
Mm-hmm.
The man was worth like $100 million, and they put out $10,000. For example, like if you made like $100,000, they'd put out like a fucking $100 to $10 reward for you. Like if you got killed as making like the amount of money that you do, they'd throw $100 out to catch your murderer.
You know what's so funny too? Is that the McDonald's worker that reported him
didn't get the money
because they called 911 instead of the FBI line.
Yeah.
And they didn't get any of the money.
Fucking rat.
Literally a rat.
Deserved it, bro.
Literally.
Fucking not to be like this. Class traitor.
Yeah.
Class traitor.
And it's like
you work at fucking McDonald's.
And they fired her. I think she got too much like coverage on that store, and they were getting too much like whatever, and they fired her. I'm pretty sure. So it's like she didn't.
And she lost her job.
Fuck that bitch.
So she lost her job. So you betrayed your class, and what your payment for it was losing your job.
Yeah, literally, you don't even get the money. You lost your fucking job.
You don't get the money, and you lost your job. That's how the ruling class appreciates you for helping them.
Yep.
Like, oh, you know what? You've been making me money working here, and you just helped us catch this guy who's like trying to make an example of the rich and powerful. So now, as a rich and powerful person, I'm gonna fire you. Mm-hmm. Figure it out.
I just would like to please urge you to go check out the Instagram, go check out the Discord, and go check out the Spotify if you're on YouTube, if you're on Spotify, Apple. I'm not on Apple, but we're on Apple. I don't know. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Drink some water. We're going to be back right now. And we're back.
Hello. Welcome back. So we were talking about Luigi. Just kind of the stuff going on with him.
Yeah. Mostly, honestly...
do you know the girl's name?
I could look it up. She has a name. It's not hard to look up.
Yeah, she has a name. But like kind of like a real big reason is they're making an example out of her. She said words, and they're threatening to take her from her family for a decade.
Brianne Thompson. That's her name. If you guys want to look up Brianne Thompson and what happened to her in her other cases.
Part of me hopes that everybody starts saying. I almost felt like calling the fucking judge and being like, just deny, defend, depose. Like, just ring, ring, ring. Deny, defend, depose. Click. And just fucking... Because it's like, who the fuck is he, bro? Like, I genuinely believe that we have the Second Amendment right for when the First Amendment doesn't work. And I don't know if that's the first time I've said that on this podcast.
In regards to, like, dealing with our leaders. You know what I mean?
Act right. Because if you don't, people can shoot you.
We're in America.
That is one of the that is essentially, like, the biggest part of the Constitution. Act right, because people can shoot you.
Well, I do like that in the Second Amendment, the first words aren't even about a gun. It's about forming a well-organized militia. It's about when the power...
shooting the bad people.
Yeah, when the power turns against its people, the people can do something.
Yeah, you have the right to shoot the government when they ain't doing the stuff in your best interest.
Yeah.
They work for us. They're there to serve us, and when they don't do that, we have a Second Amendment right for a reason. And I know in 2024 that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. But, like, every fucking day there's a mass shooting. Like, every day we're using the guns for the wrong thing. Like, the reason we have them is so that way we can take out the trash,
also
so
not
to
get
speak.
shit on constantly.
The government is not allowed to just do whatever it wants. You have rights because you're a human being, not because the government gave them to you.
Mm-hmm. Ninth Amendment, go look at it.
You're like, it's so cool. So, like, anytime that they tell you we're gonna take you away from your family for 10 years because you said words, you have the right to think how you want to think. Mm-hmm. You have the right to speak how you want to speak. And I think that they don't have the fucking right to separate you from your family for that. And any time that a government is oppressing your rights, whether that's in America or anywhere else in the world, they are doing so unjustly.
Yeah.
They are unjustly oppressing your rights because you are a human being who has rights. You're not an American citizen who has rights. And that's so important to know. That's so important to know, because if you believe that the government gives you your rights, the Lord taketh and the Lord giveth.
It's also interesting, like, what they push, like what they tell us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because this lady's being pushed like crazy. I'm sure the news wasn't talking about Luigi like that.
Not yet.
No, you hear about that on TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, you hear about the copycat on the news.
Yeah.
You hear about them making an example of the copycat on the news.
Yep.
You don't hear about Luigi on the news. You don't hear about deny, defend, oppose. You don't hear this this person who very likely had someone in his life that he cared about
or himself
taken from him because the insurance companies did not want to support him.
Yeah.
You know how many people in this country, I'm pretty sure we talked about this before. The amount of people that go homeless in America for catching cancer is unacceptable. It's like, just think about this. Someone in your life that you love and care about gets diagnosed with cancer, and it costs them $30,000 a month to treat it.
Mm-hmm. And with United Healthcare, at least 30%, over 30% of the times the claim gets denied. Over 30. So you're paying all that money year after year after year after year, and then something finally happens, you catch fucking cancer, and they deny it.
And even if they accept it, you're still paying thousands of dollars to treat chemo. Uh-huh. And like, I don't know about you. I don't have thousands of dollars to send somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know a lot of people who have thousands of dollars to spend on anything, let alone $30,000 when you catch cancer because you can't work anymore because you're going to chemo, which costs $30,000 a month. This is unbelievable. I'm getting off on a tangent.
Yeah, we need to go back to the.
But the main thing is they're making an example out of this woman. They're telling her, like, if you think that, you know, you can do stuff about the current situation, you're wrong.
And everyone else, look how wrong she is, and look
She's
what we can
wrong.
do.
We'll lock her in jail.
Look what we can fucking do.
We're gonna separate her from her family. You better not think like her. You better not act like her.
Mind virus.
Or they'll take you from
literally
your
a mind virus,
family.
and we have to fight that, literally. And I think that like this goes into it. Is that they teach you that the only way to get anything done in this country is peaceful protest.
And
since I was in school, they were teaching me that.
Just one more thing about the girl.
Yeah, please.
They did I lose it? The girl. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I lost it. All right, I'm okay. Go. My bad. I lost it. I cut you off.
You're derailing me.
I know.
What's it called? No, I think that they literally just teach you. When I was in school, at least, they definitely heavily. I'll go with middle school. I was like in middle school, and we were learning about MLK and about peaceful protest. And for some odd reason, I got really into the Black Panther Party. Just
probably the internet.
Probably just the internet, but also I mean the Boondock Show. Like it just like I fell into a rabbit hole of like looking up the the Black Panther Party like movement. And I asked my teacher, what?
You were exposed to memes about the Black Panther Party.
Especially when you think about the Boondock Show.
Yeah.
I definitely was exposed to like certain memes for sure. And it affected my behavior, you know what I mean? And I went
your teacher.
And asked my teacher, and he told me that we don't really even learn about that in high school because it's an eye for an eye mentality and we shouldn't be teaching that to kids or something like that. But here are some resources. You know what I mean? So I thought that was cool of the teacher to do that.
But, you won't be graded on this, but if you want to know more, here.
Yeah. I thought that was really. I don't think every teacher would do that. And I think that's really cool of him to do that. But for like we wouldn't even learn about that in high school. You know what I mean? Like we only ever get taught in the public American like school system is peaceful protest and how MLK was like successful or almost. But
all other types of protest, peaceful protest.
Yes. And it's like they don't even cover all of MLK because it's like later on down the line
It's a little bit. It's like
fuzzy.
It's because he talks. I did like a quick kind of
even the Black Panther Party. Even if we just talk about the Black Panther Party, that was necessary to arm the people because the people were being eliminated. You know what I mean? They were just constantly getting murdered like on the fucking streets. They were just constantly getting like taken out, and they were like, you know what, fuck this, we're gonna arm our people and we're gonna fight back because we don't want to die.
How many people get shot in like Compton, how many bounties do you see to find the murderer?
Literally never.
Never.
I've never seen a bounty. Other than, like, recently with
Then
Luigi.
this one fucking guy, bro. And they didn't even pay it.
And they didn't even pay it. That'll show you.
Like...
That should show
like this,
you.
This is... If you get murdered, they don't give a fuck about you.
Mm-mm.
If some CEO gets murdered, they're going to put a 10 grand bounty on his head, and they ain't going to pay it.
Yeah. The fact that they didn't pay it, like, gosh.
Like, if it... That's why I will call her a class traitor, because she works at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
She loses her job at McDonald's. She doesn't get the 10 grand for fucking ratting out this guy.
No,
and I hope that she has United and gets denied a claim.
Yeah.
Like,
I really hope so.
That would be, like, I hope that she just realizes in her life, like, oh, it's actually rigged. I hope that's wakes her up. I hope it wakes up some people.
I think it is.
Because one thing that, not to be like this, the recent election just made me realize, like, how stupid everybody is.
Especially with the policies that we last episode, like, with the policies, were not to call people stupid. I'm not, you are. Not to call people stupid, but like, damn, the reading comprehension in Nevada is
It's despicable. It's despicable. Please read books.
But it's
please
also,
Google shit.
They're used that to their advantage. They specifically word things so you don't fucking understand.
So the ignorant people can be manipulated.
Yeah, and like it's like a quick read, and it's like, okay, that's fine. But it's like, read it. Really fucking understand what you're fucking like reading.
It. Comprehend it.
And they use that.
And it's because people in power are relying on you to be ignorant, are relying on you to be stupid. Please don't be stupid. Please read books. Please educate yourself. Please Google shit that you don't know.
The memes that have come out with this whole Luigi thing, though, I will say...
Top tier memes.
Oh my god, they're so good.
I want to get a deny, defend, oppose.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, like, kind of on MLK is, like, school indoctrinates you.
100%.
With peaceful protest.
Yeah.
If you don't like the status quo, the best way to change it is peaceful protest. I don't know about you. Peaceful protest was way different in Martin Luther King's time. There are not a lot of places that I am just not allowed to go.
Can I just say, though?
You can't just... I can't just go sit in a building.
Yeah, no. Sorry. But, like, the amount of peaceful protest that I've seen in my lifetime, the Gaza one, the fucking Hong Kong one, like, you know what I mean? Like, all of these protests that happen here.
They don't do shit.
The Black Lives Matter.
Hong Kong's under China
the Black Lives
rule.
Matter, like, yeah.
Israel's getting fucking bombing the shit out of fucking Gaza.
It's like, we've tried. We've tried exercising. Like, the First Amendment. Like, we've tried.
The only time in my life I've ever seen, like... One thing I saw was that Martin Luther King did distinguish violence versus people and violence versus property. And he looked at violence of property as like a failing of the social system, and it's like it's completely unbalanced, because if it was balanced, you wouldn't have people breaking shit because they have shit. But if people don't have shit and people have lots of shit, people are like, you got shit I can break and you'll be fine. And it creates this like, so he, not so much that he like outright supported riots, but he definitely didn't damn them.
Yeah. He
definitely wasn't like, this is, oh no. It's like, I mean, like, motherfucker, you had too much shit. You could have gave it. You could have spread it around a little bit. You had the choice. And it's like, it isn't communism if you choose it. That's the thing. And like, because if you have the choice to share, then that's capitalism. And if you don't, then you're a dick. And then when you're a dick, people are going to come and break all your shit. And they may even shoot you. And like, Martin Luther King definitely wouldn't be with shooting you. But he ain't exactly against breaking all your shit.
No, yeah. But I think the mind virus is that's the only way
peaceful
you can
protest.
do it. Yeah, the peaceful protest is the only way you can
and
get
like,
changes to happen.
That's why the federal government makes sure that everybody knows Martin Luther King got shit done peacefully.
Yeah.
So that way everybody thinks that you can get shit done peacefully. But they don't teach you about the Black Panther Party.
Mm-mm.
They don't teach you about all these other fighting. They do teach you about the American Civil War. They do teach you about all these wars that we fought and won, and they say that we were great for starting them.
Great.
But watch National Treasure. The founding fathers would have been hung as terrorists and traitors to the crown if we lost the American Revolution. Like, America itself is like a meme. But they would have...
What is it? It's the American experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
It's the idea that all people are created equal, regardless of race, religion, creed.
Because everything else, every other country was created under like a monarch or a dictatorship or just like a different system.
I'm better than you.
And America was trying. This is why it confuses me though, because we all get indoctrinated, whatever fucking country you're in.
You're so American.
We all get indoctrinated to think that our country is the best country. Everyone does. They need you to think that way, you know?
We are number one.
And it's crazy to me, and I just don't understand the fact that they've indoctrinated me so well, right? Or maybe bad, but like...
First generation immigrant,
but I went to school here, like whatever, and to me, all I was taught was that America was for the people. You know? It's like on the Statue of fucking Liberty. It's like, we want the people you don't want, is essentially what that says.
Send us your sick.
Yeah, you're poor, you're fucking, like, whatever. The people you don't want, we want them. And we're going to do everything to fucking help them. And the way they've explained the revolution...
I don't even think it's that we're going to do everything we can to help them.
But we want them here.
But yeah, we want... Motherfucker, this is a land of opportunity.
Exactly. And it's like the way that they explained the revolution to me. It's like we were being oppressed. The founding fathers were being oppressed by the fucking monarch or whatever, the king. And
they were getting taxed 2% on tea. You notice how you never got that piece of information in school? Like, they never told you that?
Yeah.
Like, I learned the 2% outside of school.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They never tell you that they were taxing the tea at 2%. Your income tax is 30%. They don't tax you. They tax your money when you get it. They tax your money when you spend it.
When you give it away.
They tax your money when you give it away. They tax your money when you die. Like,
no, yeah,
they got a 2% tax on tea, and they started a country over it.
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's that they were being oppressed, and they left to find better and do better and like.
And then it's to oppress people.
And the way that they even wrote out the Constitution was like, if this ever happens again, here is like wiggle room so you can fix it.
They didn't make rules for their utopian country. You know, they didn't make rules for this great place that they were creating. They made rules for the fucking shit show that it would devolve into.
Yeah. That's what it feels like, genuinely, yeah.
And they had amazing foresight, because that Second Amendment is basically like, let's give guns to people so they can shoot us.
Yes.
That's literally what they were saying.
Yes.
They were literally saying, let's give guns to people so they can shoot us. In case I become the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's like on some Batman level shit, like giving the fucking like key to kill yourself to one of your buddies in case you ever go evil. It's like Batman even has a contingency for himself if he goes bad. It's like that was America at the founding of America. It's like we have a contingency for ourselves if we go bad. Like that level of forethought. I don't think George Washington ever thought that he was going to get shot by a God-fearing American citizen. But he thought that maybe some American politician would be. And like they have been a couple times. But like guns are really cool, bro, because it's like, you know, the last time that Australia denied America, we got rid of their president. And the first time they got, like, they had a mass shooting, I'm pretty sure we got rid of all their guns. Yeah. I could imagine that if America, as the government that it is, has, like, huge influence over your government, they would be like, hey, get rid of your guns. Like, your people don't need guns. Your military just needs guns. And the reason they say that is because now our fucking people is more armed than their military.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a lot of armed people.
The fucking Australian government could pull up to America and the civilians would fuck them up. Fuck, God forbid the military pulls out some shit.
Yeah, Australia, but it's like our military, our government has turned so obviously corrupt. You know?
They shot JFK for calling it corrupt.
Yeah! Oh my god, can we just snaps out to JFK? Let's in remembrance.
Love JFK.
Love JFK.
But yeah, peaceful protest is not the only option. I
hate to say it.
No, I hate to say it. And because one of my favorite questions to ask people is always, do you think that we can experience radical change in this country without violence? And almost no one I have ever asked has said yes. And that is like really sad, because I started asking this question low-key looking for a way to change shit without violence. I'm like, this shit's fucked up and it needs to change, and it probably needs to change a lot. And I'm like, so how do we change a lot without violence? And nobody has any ideas. I will love, this is the whole point of the podcast, is like creating a space for discussion that inspires growth and progress. So like, if you have an idea on how to create radical change without violence, please say it, and say it loudly, so that meme can fucking spread like wildfire to fight the mind virus that these fucking country has like our best interests at heart, that wants to take care of us.
And you know what also kind of showed that was Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Like literally just him he got COVID, right? The mind virus was the only way to fight COVID is get this vaccine, which is not true, right?
Yeah, you can get some sunlight.
Not denying the vaccine, whether it's effective or not. My mom got it and she was around my sisters and she didn't get it. So I'm not saying it's not effective, but it's not the only way that you can fight COVID. You could be healthy, and Joe Rogan, just his own personal experience, he gets sick, he takes fucking X, Y, and Z to get better. He explains that, and what does the fucking media do is they
call it horse wormer.
They're saying he's taking horse wormer.
Horse dewormer.
Yeah, sorry. He's taking horse dewormer.
Gotta worm your horses.
That didn't sound right. No, he's taking horse dewormer. They put a fucking like green tinted fucking like a filter on him, and they posted that sickly all over the fucking news. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the way that the media, and I hate
trying
to be
to discredit. Like, he's obviously not as well.
Discredit their message of their message of the mind virus, right? Like, they're trying to like, hey, you don't fit this. You're spreading this meme. Yeah. Let's not do this. And then they try to character assassinate him.
Because
you know what I mean?
You might affect other people's behavior.
It's because
you might get other people to ask their doctor, can I get ivermectin?
And Joe Rogan especially. COVID? You know what I mean?
He's a very popular person, so he might very well spread around this, like, you know, and it's. The reason I call it a meme and not a mind virus is because it's just information. It's just what he did. Yeah. And it's all he did was explain, like, this is what I did, and I feel great. Yeah. And it was counter to the mind virus that the only way to fight it is through this vaccine. Yeah. And, like, the reason that mind virus propagated, and I think Joe Rogan even talked about it in like his podcast, was that profitable. Yeah, it had an emergency clearance, and the only way you get an emergency clearance to use a drug is if it's the only viable way to fight that disease. So if there was another way to fight the disease, they don't get to sell COVID vaccines because it's no longer an emergency because there's another way to do it. So like that mind virus was the most profitable mind virus in history. Like, the most profitable product. The masks that were sold, like, it wasn't even just the vaccine. It's like the stuff around it. I bought a mask of walking around the fucking marina. I had so many masks. Yeah. Like, you gotta have, like, you know, something to show off yourself because you're there you got your face covered for 2 years.
Yeah. It's crazy to see the media, like, spread a narrative. You know what I mean? Or, like, try to, like, control a narrative. Because it fits their fucking, I was gonna say disease, but it's the mind virus.
And like they try to silence the memes that would fight their narratives, their perpetuated mind virus.
And a better example I think of that is like when of like memes fighting mind viruses is Epstein.
The ultimate example. Like the penultimate example.
Let me look at you when I say this. Epstein didn't kill himself. He did not. And you know what? That's the only even reason I found out about Epstein was through fucking memes. Was
The
through
literal
watching,
memes.
Literal memes. And then watching any single piece of any media that was on my Instagram feed, on my TikTok feed, on whatever the fuck, every single fucking comment.
Yeah.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
For me, it was like, I thought I was like
Who the fuck is
reading
Epstein?
some cool fun fact, and then right at the end of the fun fact. And also, Epstein didn't kill himself. I was like, what the? But like, what about the bees?
Yeah, no, but then you do look it up. And then the meme is, like, that's the meme, you know what I mean? Like,
they made a whole Netflix documentary because of that meme.
Yeah, and good, I'm glad they did, you know what I mean? But, like, that's a really good one. Recently I've been seeing P. Diddy ones, but, like, that was less than Epstein.
Because what is the mind virus?
With that he killed himself, and then no more news, and we're not gonna go into this investigation because
this guy who ran a pedophile island just killed himself.
No more information. Sorry, he killed himself.
Why wouldn't he? He diddled kids. He should feel guilt,
no, we
right?
have court. But I think it was to not like have him say and involve
bring out the black book full of names of all the people that have gone to that island.
You know what's crazy? And it's so obvious too because the Ghislaine Maxwell case that happened a few years ago wasn't televised. When they televised Johnny Depp's case,
Johnny Depp was everywhere.
A few months like a month later, because
it was like at the same time.
It was literally at the same time. So it was just like. So, like, this really, really, really important court case that's happening with
that's
Ghislaine
talking
Maxwell,
about, like, pedophiles running our country.
Affecting us, like, the people, right? And Johnny Depp's case. Let's prop this one up.
Yeah, let's talk about... I mean?
Let's make this a meme.
I knew in 2012, like, when I was first getting into memes, that Johnny Depp was innocent. Because I heard some shit back then, like, yeah, Johnny Depp hits his girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I was like, no, he doesn't. I was like, cat. Like, cat, bro.
Okay, but... Ghislaine Maxwell's case happened, right?
Yeah.
They arrest her, and they try her. Wait up, they arrest her, they try her, she's in jail, right? They're like, you're gonna go to jail for fucking ever, whatever. And now there's no further investigations. Who the fuck did she sell kids to? You know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna care about, like, no further investigations. Like, yours are fucking... Sorry. It just is so frustrating.
Who's Ghislaine Maxwell?
She was Jeffrey Epstein's right-hand man. Woman.
Yeah. She basically brought him all these girls.
She helped a lot. Yeah. They
Yeah, she's
she participated, like, for sure. She was right there.
Yeah.
But no further investigations. I think that was the mind virus. Is please think this untrue thing that he killed himself so you can fucking forget about it. Don't think about us. Don't look at this anymore. Forget about it. He killed himself.
Yeah, he killed himself.
And people fucking did not let it drop.
If you believe that he killed himself, there's, like, nothing else to look into.
Yeah, who cares? He's a pedophile.
But if he got murdered in his cell...
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the guards fell asleep. Sorry, that whole thing. If you don't know about that, go look it up. I can't believe you don't know about that.
So it's, you know, it's, that's the biggest... The meme is... There's hundreds of memes about Epstein didn't kill himself. But, like, Epstein... It's never been proven.
Yeah.
It probably will never be proven in our lifetime.
No.
As long as we got pedophiles running the country.
Literally. Literal.
But the Epstein didn't kill himself is the meme. It's very likely the piece of information.
And it affected my behavior. You know what I mean? Like, I went and researched it and got informed and, like, whatever.
And then realized that our country is run by pedophiles.
Yes.
Which is probably not great. That's a meme that kind of negatively affects your, like, quality of life.
I think reality. I think ignorance is bliss, and I don't want to be ignorant in that.
Yeah.
Not at all.
It's fair. Ignorance is definitely bliss, though.
Yeah.
And it's
But reality's cool as fuck.
Yeah, because you can, when you meet reality on reality's terms, you can affect it. You can change it.
Yeah.
If you're living in a fantasy land, you can't affect an illusion. You can't change a fantasy. Like you can, but, like, not in, like, no substantial way. Mm-hmm. Like, there's not gonna be any real oomph behind your fucking changes. But yeah, the Epstein didn't kill himself memes are, like,
powerful. Mind
virus, Epstein killed himself. Meme, Epstein didn't kill himself. Meme fights mind virus. Mm-hmm. Meme affects behavior. Mind virus.
Even the other way, it affects behavior, and it's like you forget about it.
Yeah.
Which benefits whoever's spreading the mind virus.
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
So another big example of like mind viruses are cults. I've listened to a lot of cults. I've
almost joined a few.
Almost started one. But the cult guy is Jim Jones. That's the Kool-Aid guy. That's the guy who made you drink the flavor.
Isn't that crazy? That's like a phrase now. It's like you don't even think about it. It's just like, oh, you drink the Kool-Aid, but it's like that is referring to something.
They didn't even drink Kool-Aid.
They didn't?
No, they drank Flavor-Aid.
He couldn't even get them Kool-Aid.
Yeah, so he would do tests with them beforehand. Basically, drink this Kool-Aid, it's poison.
And they would drink poison.
And it wasn't poison.
It was just to see if they do it.
Yeah. And then when he actually killed everybody, he did it with Flavor-Aid.
He didn't tell them?
I mean, they were getting held at gunpoint.
Were they?
Yeah, people were being held at gunpoint and they shot the monkey. They had a pet monkey they shot.
That seems...
Yeah, Mr. Muggs.
What?
Mr. Muggs, their pet monkey they shot. But anyway, fuck cults. Kinda.
Not mine.
Yeah. Mine's cool. But like... Yeah, it's the belief that like, hey, if you come with me and do what I say, you'll live eternal life. You'll be...
Oh, there's no way. It was literally so charged.
Our cameras just died.
I think we're just going to have to continue audio. Or do you want to pause and
No, I think we might have to continue audio. We're almost at the end here.
Yeah.
So, sorry, YouTube.
Yeah. Spotify, you don't even give a fuck. Love you.
Yeah, love you. YouTube, you're probably going to be looking at a picture of Dino the rest of the episode.
Yeah, hope he's cute.
That's all up to you.
I'll give him a little bushy eyebrows.
Alright. But yeah, cults, if that's like a big reason why I even want to talk about memes and mind viruses, is because cults use mind viruses to get people to do what they want, to give them all their shit, to behave their way that they want.
Yeah.
And the only way to like inoculate yourself, to like give yourself a vaccine for mind viruses, is to like know the memes. Know the normal shit that like cults do,
and also
to fucking do stuff like that.
Both are important, I think, and especially memes when you're fighting misinformation and stuff like that, because it spreads, and you're not only helping yourself, like you're helping the collective. You know what I mean? And that's really important.
So it's like, you know, if a guy promises that if you give him everything you own, that you can like move out to the middle of nowhere and your life will be so much better.
Sounds like North Korea.
They're probably lying. That's how historically like everyone got into a cult. So like if that's happening to you, take a step back and ask yourself if you are being invited to a cult. And like that's a meme. What I just told you is a meme. It's the information, it's this recruitment information about cults. And now that meme is in your head, when someone comes to you with the mind virus, that like, hey, your life will be better if you give me everything you own. You can fight that with the meme that I just told you, that's how cults almost always recruit people. And like that's the whole point. That's the whole point of this episode, is to like spread these memes around so that way you have the tools necessary to fight mind viruses.
And you know what's one of the grossest mind viruses I've heard like constantly being fucking thrown around? Is even just simply calling someone a conspiracy theorist. Yeah. Because it immediately discredits them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Immediately you think you're a kook, you know?
Silly guy.
A silly little guy.
Well, who's the frogs are gay?
Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a conspiracy theorist, so when he says they're turning the fucking frogs gay, you're like, what a kook.
Yeah.
But they were actually putting chemicals in the water that changed the gender of the frogs.
Yeah, you know what's crazy too? Alex Jones was calling out Epstein stuff like 10 years before.
10 years before it happened? Yeah. Yeah, and
what
just call him a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
What a crazy guy.
Yeah.
But like, bro, give it 10 years and Jim Jones is going to be an oracle.
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
It's crazy.
Shit. It's just he's a little aggressive sometimes. And
yeah,
then
but it's
also
just
being
like,
called a conspiracy theorist and people not listening to you when you are being exposed to all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
I think that fucks with your head a little bit.
Probably.
Like, that's kind of
your
like...
paradigm probably shifts so
that's
fucking
why I try to avoid conspiracies a lot. because
don't.
I'll end up like Jim Jones.
Alex
Jim
Jones.
Alex Jones.
You're so fucked.
Wrong Jones.
I like looking at conspiracy theories. I definitely like think that I even like even if I don't believe it fully, like I'll take bits and pieces and like I'll make my own opinions. And I like
that was a Freudian slip. I'm sorry. I'm definitely gonna end up like Jim Jones.
Literally. You're gonna fucking watch this.
All right, are we about wrapped up? You got anything else you kind of want to say?
I love the podcast. I'm glad I get to do this.
It's a great experience.
Yeah.
So to define a meme is a piece of information that can spread around through language, media, any of those types of things, and then affects people's behavior.
It's sort of the vehicle that, right? That information gets like passed through.
I think it is the information.
Okay.
It is the information.
Yeah.
Because if like I tell
they
you
both spread.
like washing your hands will lead to less likely mothers will lead to a higher probability of the mother surviving childbirth.
Yeah.
If you wash your hands before.
That's a meme.
That's like a meme.
Yeah.
And
it's just information.
It's because it's information.
Yeah.
And it fights the mind virus that like you don't need to wash your hands before you deliver a baby. And that was a very prevalent mind virus because for like hundreds of years nobody washed their hands before they delivered a baby.
Yeah, the first guy to say it got laughed at.
You're fucking crazy because nobody wants to believe they're infected with a mind virus.
Yeah.
And so you have to kind of be very aware that you are super susceptible to mind viruses. That you are very likely holding some now, are very likely wrong about things that you believe very adamantly are true. And that like be open to change because otherwise you'll deliver some babies with some dirty hands after someone told you to wash them.
Yeah. And the baby fucking dies, the mom dies.
The mother dies.
Yeah.
And you could have just washed your damn hands if you just thought about it. If you just took a step back and you were like, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, and you think a mind virus is when that is negative? When the information is untrue or negative?
A mind virus is like a negative meme.
Yeah.
Like meme is any type of information.
Maybe I shouldn't say it this way, but I think it's a weaponized meme.
It doesn't have to be because the game isn't super weaponized. It's like silly.
That's fair.
Like ignorance isn't necessarily weaponized. It's just stupid. Like stupid is what stupid does.
Okay.
And like, it's like if you.
That's a meme.
Yeah. Like there's people are gonna be dumb. People are gonna be dumb. Just ask yourself, maybe I'm being stupid. And like I'm not even trying to be mean, but I guarantee the more you ask yourself, maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm wrong, the more you'll realize that you're stupid and wrong.
Maybe I'm misinformed and I don't understand the perspective fully.
I've lost a lot of patience for you stupid motherfuckers. Like
I'm like trying to be nice about it.
Yeah, I'm doubling down. Read a fucking book, moron, and you're not always right. The more, because genuinely, the more that when I fucking shifted from like I'm always right to maybe I'm wrong, like I realized I was wrong about everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like crippling.
I do think that's beautiful though, because it's the more I learn, the more I know.
The more I become right. The
more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. As the circle of as the area of your knowledge grows, so does the perimeter of your ignorance. It's like
that's beautiful. Yeah, I never heard that. I like that.
I stole that from Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I like that. Oh my god, he can have some bangers from here to there.
He's got some bangers.
Time.
He's got some bangers. I just don't like it when he says some shit like, "You've been living under a rock. You don't know gravity works." It's like, motherfucker, you have the opportunity to explain gravity to someone who doesn't know how it works.
How cool is that?
How exciting is that?
How cool
and
is that?
You're telling, what do you live under a rock? Like.
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker, you get to tell them how gravity works.
Yeah, I remember, like, I thought I knew what... Sorry, this is so off topic. But I remember I thought I knew what, like, gravity was. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, so you're telling me if I drop this and this other thing at the same time, they're going to fall at the same time?
Yeah.
And I didn't know that they would.
Yeah, that's... You do now?
Yeah, wind resistance and stuff. I think it's super cool. Now I tell people, I'm like, do you really understand gravity? I didn't. I still don't really.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Fighting memes with.
Fight your mind viruses with memes. Do self-inventory to know that you're not... Ask yourself all the time, is what I believe true? Is this right? Why do I believe this?
Is there a different perspective I could be looking at it from?
These are really important things. This will make you a better person, a more educated person, a more thoughtful person, someone who cares more about other people's experiences. And as someone who just called you a bunch of dumb motherfuckers, bro, like, please stop for everyone's sake. Like, you don't have to be. Just ask yourself questions. Honestly, don't even need to read books. Just ask yourself, why do I believe these things? Why?
Honestly,
why?
Socrates, literally, like, take it back there. Just, like, constantly ask why.
Go check out our Greek philosophers episode.
Low-key great halfway through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
thank you guys for checking this episode out.
This has been amazing. Thank you, YouTube, for, carrying it through,
yeah.
The end of this. I'm sorry
Spotify,
that the camera
love
died.
you. I don't know how you do it without a fucking visual.
I do. You're probably driving. Bless you.
I like YouTube, but I love it. Love you.
If you're on Spotify, kiss. If you're on YouTube, kiss.
Oh,
Check out our Discord and our Instagram.
If someone wants to subscribe, we're almost at 40, and also would love some engagement. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. So today we're gonna thank you for watching the episode. Thank you so much. We're gonna fucking die.